All right, gang. First of all, thanks for coming to the Expert channel and checking out this excerpt, clip, if you will, of an ASP podcast episode from the recent past. So it's not a whole episode. Whole episodes are available only on the app in the video form. You can listen anywhere you want, any podcast outlet. Listen to the audio version, not a problem. For the video version, if you want to watch the whole thing, get the app. It is literally free to watch on the app. No payment, no subscription required. Go over there, check it out, and I hope you enjoy the clip.
Well, alrighty, gang. Welcome back once again to the Active Self-Protection Podcast. I am yet again your host, Mike Williver, and I remain your favorite. Say it with me, Chad.
Former Fed.
Thank you. That was very kind. I don't know what he's talking about.
This is not a paid endorsement, but I am a brand ambassador for Heckler and Koch for a reason. HK firearms are incredibly high quality, and when it's time to step up out of the entry tier, they're the only ones I recommend. You carry a gun just in case. Shouldn't it be an HK just in case?
So welcome back, I'm going to say to Chad, because he was kind enough to re-record with me because I'm not a very good podcast host, and I messed up the last recording somehow, but we're going to try this. This is going to be take 2.
All right.
It's been a couple months, right, since we
Yeah.
talked? Yeah. So I think I've sufficiently forgotten enough about your story that I could pretend like I'm hearing it for the first time. How are you,
I think maybe I've forgotten enough about my story.
That could be as well. That could be as well. How are you?
Good. Great.
Awesome. So Chad is in the Las Vegas area. He is a financial advisor. He is married with, count them, 7 kids. And I think last time I said, are you Mormon or Catholic? And you said neither. Is that still true?
Yeah. So I have 4 kids myself, and then my wife has 3. So combined, that makes 7.
Bigger than the Brady Bunch, by the way. So you guys,
yeah,
are living the dream out there in Vegas.
Yes.
So, and again, I'm pretty sure some of this will be repetitive. I might ask you the first time, but what exactly does a financial advisor do? I think everyone's heard that term. You've seen commercials of companies that provide financial advice. What does it mean exactly? What is it you do for your clients on a daily basis?
Yeah. So I'm a managing director for Bankers Life here in Las Vegas, and I kind of have 2 roles. I run the agency for the state of Nevada and southern Utah, and I have a team of roughly 25 financial advisors and insurance agents, and our goal is really to do holistic retirement planning where it involves everything from Medicare to long-term care, life insurance, financial planning, and hopefully making it all work together in harmony. So
very cool. All right. So if people wanted to reach out to you, if they're in that area, how would they get a hold of you? Is there a website they can go to or something?
Yeah, if you just Google my name, Chad Clem, at Bankers Life, I'm typically the first person that pops up.
All right. Very good. You heard it here first. So talk to us about your personal self-defense journey. Spoiler alert, there was OC spray utilized in his story. So usually what that means to me is if someone's carrying OC, they've considered their personal safety and that of their family. So to walk us there you go. You're showing it on camera if you're just listening. Palm with an orange band, I believe. Very nice.
Yes. Yes.
So walk us through your self-defense journey. When did it start and why? If you had
so I grew up with guns. Not that we were a big firearms family. I think my dad had a shotgun. I got a Wells Fargo Daisy BB gun for like my 4th grade birthday, and started shooting. Me and my buddies, I also had a .22 caliber pellet gun, and I lived in Kansas City on a dead-end street, and there were woods surrounding. So we just walk up and down the neighborhood carrying our little rifles, and we'd go in neighbors' backyards and shoot whatever we could find to shoot.
Yeah, I have very fond memories as a young tyke of using both I think we had a CO2 pistol, kind of like a Luger.
Yep.
We had a pump action Daisy BB gun that I used to love, and we used to set up cans or whatever.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. And nobody called the police back then because it was just
no. And to be honest, I joke about it today that if you saw 2 boys walking up the street with rifles, I would think most likely you would have the entire police department
Yeah, unfortunately,
coming
that's
down.
probably accurate.
Yeah.
Again, nobody thought twice about it when we were kids.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are. We're probably in the same ballpark age-wise, and it was just
Probably fairly close.
yeah. I just turned 53 in June, and I remember
Okay,
back.
I'm a little bit older
Okay, fair enough.
than you.
I just
Not
remember,
much.
That's all good. I mean, you look way better. You've taken care of yourself better than I have, that's for sure. So
I've got a little more hair up
I was
here.
just gonna say I think it's okay for us old people to reminisce about the days when you would get out of school, and I was a latchkey kid for a while. Let yourself in, make some Chef Boyardee, and then head out into the wilderness for hours and hours, and nobody knew where you were or what you were doing. What you were doing usually was like messing with toads and turtles and making forts in the woods, that kind of thing. It was a good time. It was a good time to grow up. So, your actual encounter happened about how long ago? The one we're going to talk about on the show today.
Late spring.
Okay, so spring of this year, 2024.
Correct. Yeah.
Very good. And I honestly don't remember the details, so just kind of walk us through what happened, where you were, and what gave you the impression there was trouble.
Yeah. So, I decided to go for an early morning walk, 5:30, 6 a.m. And I live in a gated community, as many Las Vegas neighborhoods are. And, there's actually a guardhouse with armed guards in the front and back entrance. So fairly safe. And so I got up early morning. I was heading out and I actually walked outside, and then I stopped and I was like, oh, I don't have my pepper spray. And so I walked back in. I was like, not that I really think anything's going to happen, but I just grabbed it, stuck it in my shorts, and started walking. And a few blocks away, I hear this running towards me. And I turn around, and here are two large male German Shepherd size shaped, except they were like blonde in color. Okay. I'm not really sure what type of dog it is.
Sounds like it could have been a Malinois based on the description. Malinois are frequently sort of blondish, light brown, and they look a lot like German Shepherds, only shorter hair. Does that sound right?
Yeah, these were shorter hair, very blonde though, and they were just crazy aggressive, barking at me, growling at me, and so I tried to bow up on them and go, get out of here and stuff, and they were undeterred, and so I just kind of walked backwards, and they kept following me. I turned a corner thinking, okay, eventually they'll end up leaving. And at one point they started, and I thought maybe they were going home to their house. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they reared back around and started after me again, barking and growling. And so I didn't really want to do it, but I pulled out the pepper spray and aimed it at one of the dogs. And it was an incredibly windy morning. That morning, Vegas can actually be super windy.
Right.
And it didn't seem to really have a lot of effect on the dog right away. I could have just been a bad shot. Mm-hmm. And then I kept going. They kept coming after me. And so I took a second shot, and I believe I hit one of the dogs. I actually, just with the wind, felt a little sting in my right eye. And then, like, I think John likes to say that it took the starch out of their pants.
Out of their jammies, yeah.
Out of their jammies. So they just, I kept walking, and they left me alone. They still watched me as I walked down the street and turned the corner. So
you would say that it changed their behavior as soon as it took effect. It changed their behavior. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yes.
And honestly, I was glad I had it. I'm also a concealed carry gun owner, and I belong to two different shooting clubs here. And that morning, I again, super safe neighborhood, didn't have it. And actually where I work, the corporate policy is you're not allowed to have firearms on the premises. Mm-hmm. So I always carry this with me.
Yep, he's holding a pepper spray again. So
yeah.
Was it palm you used, I assume?
Yes, palm. Yeah.
Okay. So could you characterize the dogs? They look like they belong to someone, like they had collars on. They look like they weren't stray dogs or anything like that.